church I grew up in. And God's church is still alive today. I said God's church is still alive today.
Welcome to Transformation Tuesday. I want to welcome everyone to Transformation Tuesday. Listen, it is Transformation Tuesday, and I want to welcome all of you tonight to Transformation Tuesday. I want you to share this as you are. Those of you that are on Facebook, I want you to share this with as many people as you can and tell them that Transformation Tuesday is on. I want you to share this with them. Tell them Transformation Tuesday is on. Welcome in Diana, our first icebreaker. Vivian, our second icebreaker. We want to welcome in Vivian, our second icebreaker on Facebook. Welcome in Charmaine, our third icebreaker. You know, the first 5 people are the icebreakers. The first 5 people are the icebreakers, and we want to welcome all of you in tonight to Transformation Tuesday. Share this and make sure you like this. Can y'all share this to your posts? Would you mind sharing this to your page and liking it? 2 things. Please share it to your page currently and then like it. If everyone share it, the audience will grow. Share this to your page and then hit like, please, if you would be gracious enough to do that. All of you that are watching, share it to your page. Vivian, Charmaine, and then hit like. Welcome to you all. Share it and then text somebody if you can and tell them Transformation Tuesday is on. Transformation Tuesday is on. We're going to be bringing in Instagram shortly, but I need all of you, tag at least 10 people. Please tag at least 10 people and tell them to join you tonight. Tell them to join you tonight. Transformation Tuesday. We want to welcome you all in. Let's see. I'm going to try to share this to my page. Let's see. I don't know if I know how to do it. Welcome to all of you. I'm going to share something tonight, as I always do say each week. Each week, I hope and I believe this is going to be beneficial to you. I believe that this is going to give enlightenment and it is going to stimulate your mind and your spirit. One of the things you must do, I need you to, not that you don't know that is, when you're getting insight, revelation, education, it's important as you're embracing God, you don't just receive it, but you begin to activate and you begin to walk in the word of the Lord. You have to begin to walk in that word, and as you begin to walk in it, you begin to see the manifestations of those things begin to come to pass in your life as you begin to walk in that, in the word. All right, let's see how to share this to my page. thought I knew how to do it. I guess I don't. Again, if you're watching, share this. Share this on your page or text someone and invite them to join you tonight. All right, those that are coming in, welcome in Diane, our fourth icebreaker on Facebook. Welcome her in tonight. Our fourth icebreaker on Facebook. We want to welcome her in tonight. One more person will be the icebreaker for our Facebook, and then let's just bring Instagram in. Now it's about 2 minutes, but we're going to bring them in now. We're going to bring in Instagram now, as I'm still trying to figure out how to. I might need a little help how to share this to my page. All right. Welcome to those of you on Instagram that are coming in. I'm going to welcome you. If you're coming on Instagram, thank you, and welcome to Transformation Tuesday, where we believe in transforming lives. The only way to do that is you got to change the way someone think, because until you change the way you think, your life will not change. So I want to welcome all of you coming in on Instagram. If you are a consistent watcher, then you know the first 5 people that give a shout out on Facebook or Instagram, you are considered our icebreakers. You break the ice. Tay is our first icebreaker on Instagram. Welcome in, Tay. Our first icebreaker on Instagram. Want to welcome her in. Listen, if you're watching this on Instagram, I want you to share this with as many people as you can and tell them to come in. Want to welcome those that are in the sanctuary tonight. Welcome to you that are in the sanctuary on tonight. Sister Pat gave herself a hand. Welcome in, Brother Richards is in tonight, our second icebreaker on Instagram. Welcome in, Brother Richards, tonight. It's our second icebreaker on Instagram. Listen, let's go right into this. Let's not hesitate. I really want to say this to someone very quickly as we get into this. I want to encourage someone tonight, and I want to just kind of lift you. And I want to say this to you: do not quit. Can I say that to you? Do not quit. Now, if you watch on Instagram, on Facebook, I give instructions, and we just ask that you follow those instructions. Welcome in iWrite.ifilm. Welcome you in our third icebreaker. I want you to put in the comments, if you would, don't quit. I want to just tell somebody, do not quit. Do not quit. I'm going to say that again. Do not quit. I was sitting upstairs and I was thinking about some things, and I was talking to, I won't say it's particular, well, I was talking to a friend member through text, and I want to share this with you too. Don't quit. Do not quit. If you get rejected, if you get a no, if it don't seem like it does not work out, I want to tell you, do not quit. What happens, do not quit. That's right. Put it in the comments. Do not quit. You can even make them personal and say, I'm not going to quit, because you have to understand that challenges is going to come, but you have to make it up in your mind that you are not going to quit. Don't quit. That's the first instruction. That's right. Put it in the comments. Don't quit. You don't have time to be quitting right now. And sometimes there's a lot of things that give a lot of different reasons and why one should quit. But don't quit. Don't quit. If you go to apply for something and they tell you no, if you try out for something and they tell you no, do not quit. You cannot afford to quit, because Quitting, watch this, quitting only validates that you lack the tenacity to keep going forward. Wow. Quitting validates that you lack the tenacity to keep going forward. Secondly, quitting validates that you lack the faith to believe and watch this, who you are. And secondly, believe that God can and He will. You don't be quitting. The 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 enemy and would love for you to quit on something that you are gifted at, something that is a purpose on your life, your destiny. He would love for you to quit and throw in the towel. That is why he brings what he brings. That is why he tries to interfere. He tries to get you discouraged. He tries to make you feel as if you failed, you flunked, that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes. Do not quit. Don't let the enemy trick you, and do not self-sabotage yourself. Do not self-sabotage yourself. I see that I will survive this journey. That's right. Do not self-sabotage, because it's very easy to self-sabotage yourself and talk yourself out of your purpose. You can talk yourself out of opportunities. You can talk yourself out of doors and means and resources because you're looking at what is in front of you, or the hurdle or the wall or someone that don't see it yet. But don't quit. You have too much at stake to quit on your dream, on your vision, on your business, on your vision, on your business, your education. You have too much to quit. Do not allow outside forces to intimidate your faith. That was good right there. Don't allow outside forces to intimidate your faith. I'm just laying the foundation for introduction, really, for what I'm getting ready to get into. Do not allow outside forces, do not allow outside people to intimidate your faith to the point where you allow the rejection, or you allow what's coming up against you as an obstacle or a hurdle to disenfranchise who you are. Wow. Wow. And then you got to realize, just because someone gives you a no, or someone doesn't see, doesn't mean they're the enemy. Sometimes they just don't have your yes. Somebody has your yes, but they may not be the person that has your yes. Secondly, I want to say this to you. These aren't my 3 points, but I'm introducing what I'm getting ready to go into. You must understand, you have, whatever you do, keep going. I'm going to dig into this for a moment. Whatever you do, keep going. I want you to put that in the comments. Whatever I do, I have to keep going. I have to keep going. Just put that simple. I have to keep going. I got to keep going forward. I have to keep going. Keep the go in your mouth. Yee, that's good. You need to make sure that you keep the go in your life. You have to keep moving forward. And what you cannot do, you have to stop reducing yourself because you've outgrown certain people and environments in your life. See, don't allow people to make you feel bad or make you feel like you now are arrogant because you outgrew them, or you have succeeded and you have progressed in an area and you've come to an accomplished part in your life or victory place in your life. Don't allow people to make you to reduce who you are so that they can still stay in your life. Jesus, have mercy. People will make you try to make you feel bad because of your success. They will try to make you feel bad because it seems like your anointing is flowing and you're going and doors is open up for you. Listen, you got to stop reducing yourself so people can catch up to you. Did y'all understand that? Stop reducing yourself. Put in the comments, I have to keep going. Keep the go in your mouth. Keep the go in your mouth. You're trying to go back into environments around people who don't think like you think. They don't see what you see. They don't hear what you hear. They're not hungry like you're hungry. And don't allow environments to sabotage your forward. You see, what a lot of people do, you let people impose their lack of fight, their lack of drive, their lack of get up and do something about it, get up and make a change. You have to stop sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. Stop looking for sympathy. Stop looking for someone to wipe your head and stroke your hands. Get up and move and go forward. Keep the go in your mouth. That's it, Tay. Keep the go in your mouth. That's what I want you to do for the next several months. Just say that when you get up in the morning. Tell God, thank you. Whatever you're going to say, and say, today, I'm going to go. What am I going to go to? I'm going to go and be what he wants me to be. I'm going to go and do what he wants me to do. I'm going to go and say what he wants me to say. I'm going to go. And my go is I'm not going backwards. I'm going forward. Can I tell you something? There's some things you can't just lean into. You got to go forward. You got to put some motion in there. How many times do we try to slow down because someone feels as if you're acting brand new? How many times have you reduced your spiritual relationship with God because someone said you're too spiritual or you're too deep? So you reduce yourself, and while you reduce yourself, you're slowing down because you want to make where you are accessible for people who haven't put in the work like you did. Wow. You don't have time to slow down because people don't hear what you hear and they don't see what you see. It doesn't mean that you think you're better than them. It means that you're embracing the fact that I have evolved into a different version of me. My spirituality has elevated to a different level. And you have to be careful in these next seasons of the rest of this year that you do not slow down your progress because someone feels like you're leaving them behind. Because if you really want to be where I am, you're going to do what it takes to get to where I am. This isn't a competition. Be careful of people who then say, well, we just went out to eat 2 weeks ago. I know we did. Well, we can't go out today because my mind shifted. Yeah, something evolved in me. I had a conscious experience. My conscious expanded. I came into a new depth, a new revelation of God, something he wants me to do, a posture he wants me to take. It does not mean that we cannot be friends. But what it does mean is we can't do certain things. I can't go in certain environments. Sometimes we do things to appease people, but you're only hurting yourself. Got to be careful. Keep the go in your mouth. Keep going forward. You have to keep going forward. You cannot afford to get here and stop and just say, you know what? No, you got to keep going forward. You got to keep going forward. Got to keep going forward. I'm going to give you this one, and then I'm going to go into what I'm going to talk about, the next part of it. Watch this. Your strength, y'all ready for this? Those that are taking notes. Your strength is in your face. Now, I'm about to show y'all something. Your strength is in your face. Let me break it down just a little bit more for y'all to understand even better than that. The scripture said the joy of the Lord is what? Our strength. So your strength, watch this, your strength produces your joy. Excuse me, the joy produces your strength. Your joy produces your strength. Now watch this. Your joy produces your strength. Watch this. I'm about to give you something that you need to take with you for the rest of your life. My joy, put this in the comments, my joy produces my strength. I'm about to show y'all because some of you be praying, Lord, give me strength. I'm about to help you right now. I'm about to help you. Lord, I need strength. I'm about to give you the secret to strength. My joy produces my strength. So my strength is not producing my joy. It is my joy that's producing my strength. Wow. My joy is producing my strength. Put it in the comments. My joy is producing my strength. My joy is producing my strength. My joy is producing my strength. Nehemiah 8 and 10. Watch this. Nehemiah 8 and 10. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is what? Your strength. Nehemiah said, don't be grieving. In other words, if you break it down, he says, don't let grief control you. Not just if someone died, sometimes we grieve over different things. Sometimes you grieve over people who are no longer in your life. Sometimes you grieve over a job you had, a car you had. Sometimes you grieve because you don't have the money. To pay for what you want to pay for, to go where you want to go. Sometimes you grieve for more than just someone dying. He said, but do not grieve. In other words, he breaks it down. If you study it, he says, do not let grief control you. You manage grief. How do I manage grief? For the joy of the Lord, what? Is your strength. So it is my joy that produces my strength. Wow. 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 What is the definition of joy? A feeling of great pleasure and happiness. The biblical definition of joy is a lasting emotion that comes from the choice to trust that God will fulfill his promise. Wow. Let's go a little step further. The other part of joy is the ability to, watch this, the ability to produce a smile that I wouldn't normally be able to produce. In other words, I find something that brings me joy. I do something that brings me joy and that brings me strength. Think about it. How many times have you been down, crying, whatever the case may be, and somebody said to you, or maybe you decided you're going to go to the mall, or whatever you're going to do, whatever, and all of a sudden, now you got your strength back. Because joy produces it. Let's look at it from a medical sense. When one is happy, it reduces and decreases stress. When you're happy, it reduces worry, anxiety, depression. When you're happy, it lowers your blood pressure. Can I give you a nutshell? Stop letting people take your joy. Stop letting things take your joy. Because anybody that can take your joy, watch this, runs a part of your life. Anyone that can take your joy, you're giving them an investment in a part of your life. That means you've made them a partner in your life. Anything that can keep taking your joy, guess what? You're giving them a controlling stake in your happiness. You've given them a controlling stake in your happiness. You've made them a shareholder in your happiness. Joy of the Lord is my strength. Joy produces strength. Not your strength don't give you joy. Joy gives me strength. And let me show you how God helps you with your joy. Y'all ready for this? Let me show you how the Lord helps you with your joy. He helps you with our joy, Elder Judith, by doing this. I want to say something, but I'm going to say it in a minute. He helps us with our joy by creating the manifestation of something we prayed for, something you didn't, or watch this, or just because he wants to shut the enemy up in your life. You know, God is about to open many doors for you, not because you prayed for it, not because you asked for it, but because he wants to remind the enemy, here goes a place to praise, that he is your daddy. He wants to remind the enemy that you are his son, you are his daughter. There are many of you watching me on Instagram. There are many of you watching me on Facebook. God said to tell you, here goes the first prophetic word of the night in prophetic flow. He said, tell them that there's something I'm getting ready to manifest for them, not just because you prayed for it, not just because I decided to bless you because I just want to be God, but watch, I'm getting ready to manifest something in your life so crazy, so ridiculous, so big, because I want to remind the enemy in every form, spirit, human enemies. I want to remind the enemy that you are my son, you are my daughter, and my hand is on you. And you didn't do anything to break, stop, delay, interrupt, cancel, assassinate, or annihilate whatever I promised them I was going to do. One of the quickest ways that gets God to move, and I need about 5 praisers, one of the quickest ways to get God to move and do something that's ridiculous, watch this, is for the enemy to stop messing with you. God will not just open up a door, he'll create a house. He won't just open a door, he will make the door. He'll make the darkness light before y'all not ready, huh? What is wrong, he'll make it right for you. Or your battles he will fight for you and your high place. He said, I'll bring down. When thou walkest by, y'all not ready. God has a way. Your joy. And he says, I'm getting ready to give you joy because I'm getting ready to bless you and put the joy back in your spirit. Put the smile back in your face. I'm going to do something you need. But more importantly, I'm going to do something to remind the enemy who you are to me. I'm going to remind them. You don't even know what I'm about to do. It's going to shock you when I do it because I'm going to remind the enemy you put your hand on the wrong person. You touched the wrong thing. You tried to keep something from one of my children. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. You tried to close the door for one of my children. I'm going to show you what God has a way to make your enemies your footstool. He'll make your enemies your footstool. And can I drop a nugget on you? Stop trying to convince people of what God told you to do. You can't convince someone who don't believe what God told them to do to believe in what he told you to do. Stop trying to convince. The Father spoke to me. He said, isn't it amazing that every moment in your life, when you were in the hottest battle, what was one of the first things I did? I said, I don't know. I started naming things that do with money and open the doors. He said, no. He said, what is one of the first things I did when things got hot in your life? I said, I don't know. He said, I always made an enemy come back and say sorry. Oh, he will prepare a table. I'm going to run. In the presence of your enemy. He'll do it. All right, Matthew 21 and 21. Let's dip into this and tie it all together. Matthew 21 and 21. We're going to tie this all together. We're going to dip in here right now. Watch this. I'm about to help y'all right here. It's going to be good. Matthew 21 and 2. He will do it. Somebody ought to say, he will do it. He will do it. He will do it. Watch what it says. Jesus answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you. Watch this. If ye have faith, and doubt not, you shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, because he cursed the fig tree, but also if you say unto this mountain, be thou removed. I'm about to give you the subject. Y'all better get happy because I got happy with this. And be thou cast into the sea. It shall be done. I want to talk for the next few moments. It shall be done when you open your mouth. Yeah! Jesus today. It shall be done when you open your mouth. Let me read that again. Let me read that again. Let me read it again. Watch. Let me read that again. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to read that again for y'all. Jesus answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if you have faith. It's an if. See, this is the key. You got to have faith. You got to have faith. See, you can't have faith and doubt at the same time. That's sometimes why you don't know what door to go through, because you have faith and doubt. You can't mix faith and doubt. He said, if you. It's a if. It's questionable. Because you got to, if you have faith and doubt not. You cannot have faith in doubt. Here goes another instruction for you. I wasn't going to put this one in there, but just put this in the comments or whatever your notes in there. Just simple. Doubt and faith are not related. Doubt and faith are not related. You cannot have faith and doubt everything. You got to have faith. And can I tell you something? Faith, you have to stop. You got to stop treating faith like a one-night stand. Some of y'all don't know what a one-night stand is? Okay, all right. I'm not even going to do it. I ain't going to do it. Some of y'all done had one-night stands. But anyhow, you can't keep treating faith like a one-night stand. What do you mean, Brother House? I'm glad you asked. Stop picking up faith when you need to be pleased. Have faith when it ain't pleasing. Ooh. Have faith when the room is dark. Have faith when you can't hear God. Have faith when you can't see him. Have faith when your enemies got you surrounded and look like your enemies is winning. Have faith when the bill is so over your head that if you pay anything, you won't have nothing to eat. Wait a minute, I just said it. Have faith when they tell you you cannot have the job, but you went through all the hoops to get it. Have faith when they fire you because they downsize it. Have faith when you go to the car dealership and they tell you you got the down payment, but you still can't get the car. Have faith when the doctor tells you not only do you have a sickness, watch this now, but you need major surgery, and if you go and have surgery, your percentage of you living or dying are slim. Have faith when he leaves you and all you got is the children and the clothes. Have faith. Yeah, that'll do that to you. Have faith. Don't just have faith for pleasure. In other words, when it's right, when you can see the blessing, when you got the door. You got to have faith. Don't treat faith like a one-night stand. Don't treat faith like a booty call. We don't say that no more. Don't treat faith like that. Faith is the source to the manifestation of what God has for you. Don't treat faith, no disrespect, offense to anyone that was a prostitute. Don't treat faith like a prostitute. What do you mean, Brother House? You only give seeds and offering after he's done it, not before. Y'all don't know, because y'all never went to a prostitute, so you don't know. Y'all don't know nothing about prostitutes. Okay. You can Google it and see what they do, I guess, now. You probably go on YouTube. Stop treating faith like that. Faith is more than that. He says, if ye have faith and doubt not. The Father spoke to me. He said, tell them this. Y'all ready? The Father said, he said, many of them are in front of the blessing. But you can't touch it because your mouth got doubt. Your mouth got doubt. Your mouth got doubt. We have to be very careful that we don't try to mix faith and doubt together. You cannot do it. That's like putting Kool-Aid with chocolate, what they call it, hot chocolate. Who does that? Don't nobody say I do, please. Because I've asked some strange things in church. People say I do. I'm like, what? Who does that? Do people still drink Kool-Aid? You know, you don't put Kool-Aid and hot chocolate together. They don't mix. You cannot ask God for it, and then because you have to wait to get it, you start doubting. Now you're pouting like a little child. You're complaining, and you're whining, and it's not happening fast enough, and you didn't open the door, and you didn't make the way, and God, I just need to hear from you. It's the third day. God, I didn't hear nothing. And now you're crying out because he didn't talk to you with his voice. And you know what I found out about God? Sometimes his voice is not what you hear. I told you this a few weeks ago. Sometimes his hand is what you see. God, house. Sometimes his voice is not what you hear. It is his hand that you see. Sometimes he don't want to speak to you. He want to manifest for you. Wait a minute, house, where is my people at? Sometimes he doesn't want to speak to you. He wants to manifest it for you. You ought to put it in the comments. Sometimes he don't want to speak to me. He want to manifest it for me. In other words, you waited to hear his voice, and he just trying to do it. Lord, is the job mine? He ain't going to tell you. Then they call you. Well, Lord, you didn't never say nothing. I did say it. When they said it was yours, that was me speaking. Come on here. Let me give you a story. There was a woman, this is a true story. There was a woman who had lost her job, middle-class woman. I want y'all to hear this story. She was in her house. She had made her last meal for her kids, put the kids to bed. She went in her backyard, 9 o'clock at night, and began to pray. Simple prayer. Lord, send provision. Lord, send food. Lord, send provision. Lord, send food. Just so I can feed my babies for the rest of the week. She kept praying that prayer. All of a sudden, her neighbor who was at work lived next door. The only thing between them was bushes. Y'all listen to this story. The neighbor pulls up in her driveway, gets out of her car, and hears the woman praying. She walks to the back of her house, side of the garage, and looks through the bushes, and the woman is down on her knees. Lord, send provision. Lord, provide. And the atheist woman, watch this, goes to the grocery store, buys $300 worth of food. The woman is now back in the house. The atheist woman knocks on the door, and there's groceries all in front of the door. The woman opens the door, and the atheist woman starts laughing. But the woman starts telling God, thank you. The atheist woman said, why are you thanking God? I'm the one that brought it for you, and I'm an atheist. The woman laughs and tells God, thank you. She said, yeah, but if you didn't hear God, you never would have bought it. She said, God answered my prayer. The atheist woman said, I don't understand. She said, you heard the prayer, God spoke to your heart, and you bought me the groceries. Y'all don't hear nobody. Listen, God has a way. You got to open your mouth. You got to open your mouth. Go back to that scripture, Dr. Brown. I'm about to break it down some more. You got to open your mouth. He says, have faith and not doubt. This is why I be telling y'all, and I don't want no one that to think that and I've been saying this for years, because it hit me years and years ago. I was crying out to the Lord. The Lord showed me Daniel, and I much as I preached and read it, I didn't get it, and he broke it down, and he said, Daniel never had to pray that many days. But Daniel thought I didn't hear him. He said, what happens when I've answered, but you still praying and asking? And he showed me something. He said, if you pray the same thing 5 days in a row, it doesn't make me do it any quicker. It's your faith that moves me. It's the faith. So you can pray 2 weeks straight, but if you ain't got faith, guess what? It ain't coming to pass. You can't pray, that's conversate, have a conversation with God and tell him what you need, ask him for it. And then when the storm hit 2 days later, you're now doubting and crying. And you go back to God and start the prayer all over again. And heaven is looking at you like we were about to come to you. Jesus went into the town. He said he could not do he couldn't do many miracles because of their what? Unbelief. He said he wanted to heal everyone in the town. That's powerful. But he couldn't heal everybody because the rest of them doubted. Doubt will stop God. I don't care how much you praise, worship, give, show up, dress up. Doubt always stops God's hand. If Jesus couldn't do miracles because of their doubt, what do you think? Okay, you get that one. He says, if you have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which I done to the fig tree. He's talking about the power, because he cursed the fig tree. You will have power to curse something that made you believe that it had what you needed, but it didn't. Be careful of things and people who, I don't know, this might be a little much tonight, but I'm going to say it anyhow. Be careful of things within you and people and environments that give you the indication, the form that they have, but they don't have. They can do, but they can't do. They can help, but they can't. Because when you get up on them, they don't have. That's another message. I'm going to say that for another time. But also, if you say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. In other words, this is what he says. I said this before, I'm going to add to it. He says, in other words, I want you to understand something. Sometimes asking me isn't the solution. Sometimes you got to declare and decree. You got to speak to it. He says, it only can be done if you open your mouth. You got to know, I'm going to break down some crazy insight. Watch this. You have to know, when do I pray? Prayer is conversation, communication to God. Okay? You have to know when to pray and when to open your mouth and speak it. He said, if you speak to the mountain, if you say to this mountain, be thou removed, that's speak, talk to it. Talk. In other words, he says, sometimes you don't need to talk to me, Elizabeth. You need to talk to what's in front of you. Whoa. Did you hear that, Alicia? Sometimes you don't need to talk to me. You need to talk to what's in front of you. Talk to the mountain in front of you. I'm going to say that again for those in the background. He says, sometime you're down, and I appreciate it. Sometime you're down, and don't stop. Sometime you're down there talking to me. But there are moments I need you to speak to the thing that is in your way. Because if I am in you and you're in me, you can say to this mountain, whoa, house, be thou removed. And there are some things that will never be done until you open your mouth and speak to it and tell it to be removed. The power is in your mouth. It's got to open this mouth. We open this mouth for everything else. Open this mouth and tell something to move. Open this mouth and say, hush yourself. Open this mouth and tell the devil, not today. Open this mouth and speak to the mountain. He didn't say, I'm going to crush the mountain. He didn't say it would destroy the mountain. He said your mountain would be what? Removed. Literally interpreted, the mountain would shift to one side so that you can get through. Well, let me set up this. When they were talking about this, the mountain that was in front of them, normally they would have had to walk all the way around this big mountain to keep going forward. Jesus takes this mountain that's in front of them and say, if you speak to it, we won't have to go around it, or we won't have to go up it. If you speak to it, it'll shift. And you'll walk past it instead of walking around it. Can I tell everyone in this room and everyone watching, there's something God said, I don't want you to walk around, I want you to walk past it, because I want it to see you walking past. Y'all gonna laugh at me, and I'm about to quote a song. I'm about to quote a song. Y'all know I'm about to quote a song, and we're gonna get glory in just a moment. If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry, what you do? Walk on by. Come on here. Come on here. The Lord said there's some things you got to walk by. There's some people you got to walk by. Stop avoiding them in the grocery store. Stop avoiding them when you go out. Walk by them with your head up and walk by them with your shoulders up and let them know you didn't stop me. I know you thought you could, but you didn't stop me, because I'm still doing what God said. I'm still in what God said I'm going to be. I'm going to walk by you, and I'm not going to be arrogant. I want you to see that my ministry is stronger than ever. I'm better than ever. Come on here. Now, I got more than I had before, because one thing I got my mind, because you almost drove me crazy. Some things you got to walk by. Speak to it and make it shift. There are some things the Father said when you open up your mouth, Missionary Lindsay, there are some things I'm going to shift in your life. I'm going to make it step to the right, step to the left. Come on here now. Come on. That's a good reception. I'm not going to do that one. Y'all not ready. Huh? You got to speak to that thing and make it move out of your way. Because some things trying to climb over take a long time. But the Father said the mountain shift. If you speak to it, it'll move. Woo, house. He said, look what it says. And be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Look what it says. It will move, shift, and be into the sea. Well, let me give you the next part of this. The mountain they were standing in front of, if it didn't move, in other words, they had to walk around it because the sea was on the other side. Jesus said, if you speak to the mountain, not only will it move, it will throw itself into the sea. I want y'all to get ready to dance. He said, not only is there something that is getting ready to move out of your way, it's going to never get in your way again. Yeah, God, today. It'll never block you again. It'll never stop you again. It'll never hurt you again. It'll never keep still. It will never do it again. There is a mountain that when you speak to it, it will move, and watch this, it will drown itself. Oh my God. Defeat is about to drown itself in your life. Poverty is about to drown itself in your life. Stress is going to drown itself. Huh? Your past is about to drown itself. Your low self-esteem is about, your doubt is about to drown itself, because you're going to speak to it. It's going to shift and fall into the sea. And you will never have to worry about that mountain again, even if it's a person. God going to say He going to make it shift and make it drown itself. Ooh. It shall be done when you open your mouth. It shall be done when you open your mouth. You got to open up your mouth. We must pray every day. That's conversation. There's power in prayer. But I think to a degree, we've made prayer so spiritual, we've made it to the point where it's almost unreachable. Jesus spoke to the Father, had a conversation with him, and never had that same conversation again. Why do we keep trying to remind God of what He already knows? When I came into this revelation, my grandmother, who was born in 1921, She died in 2006. When I came into this revelation, I went to my grandmother because I always went to my grandmother for everything, especially when it comes to scripture because she knew that Bible. And then we grew up in different eras, so, there was a part of her, they had that old way. So if it ain't in the book, if I can't read it, it ain't in there. They have to see it. Then she say, find it in the book. Don't say nothing. Read it to me. It ain't in. Well, then it ain't in there. It ain't God. That's what they say. If it ain't in there, it ain't God. And I went to her with this revelation. And she said, show me it in the book. And I gave her some scripture. She said, That's what she said. She said, that sounds about right, but I see how you're trying to make it work. And she said, I see how you're trying to make it work. She said, tell me some more. And I started giving her examples. She sat there with a straight face. Finally, when I got done, she did a hand. She said, oh, you done found something here today. I said, what you say, Granny? She said, you done found something here today. She said, let me tell you something. She said, the Lord gave me this a long time ago. She said, I was praying, fasting. My grandmother used to fast 4 weeks, 5 weeks straight, wouldn't eat. She said, I was weak. She said, I'm just praying and praying. She said, came to my mind, said, I'm hungry. She said, and I started rebuking the devil. She said, the Holy Ghost said to me, no, that's me telling you, you need to get up and eat. She said, get up and eat. So the Holy Ghost said, when you get up out your house, you'll see I already done it. You in here weak, done lost weight, and I done already done it. She said, I got up and tried to fix myself a little sandwich. Went out, went to the bank, and I said, what happened, Granny? She said, ooh, it was in there, just like he said. She said, you know that thing got in there 3 weeks ago, and I'm sitting around here crying out, and it was in the bank account 3 weeks ago. She said, I could have paid that bill 3 weeks ago. Y'all don't hear me. Could have paid it 3 weeks ago. But because she kept trying to remind God for something he answered the first day. Good God, if we could ever grasp that, I'm telling you, it shall be done. Open your mouth. Have faith. You got to have faith. Faith to see the invisible. Faith to reach the unreachable. You got to have faith. Faith is best exercised when the odds are against you. That's when you see faith manifested, when the odds are against you, but you apply faith, and then God makes the manifestation. Wow. God will increase when you apply faith. Faith to the non-believer, the word simply is taking a risk. They'll tell you the other part of faith is gambling. In other words, you don't know what's going to happen. But you have faith to believe what I ask for will happen. But the tricky thing about faith, he doesn't always give you what you ask for, but he will always give you what you need. Wow. He doesn't always give you. I'm telling you, there's things I ask God for, and I'm like, okay, it didn't happen. And then he'd do something, I'm like, oh, God, thank you so much. I'm so sorry, Lord, I'm so sorry. He said, I knew what you needed. Because if I give you what you need, you won't have nothing to want for. See, if he give you a want, you still got a need. But at least if he give you a need, there is no want. God today, he supplies all of my needs according to what? His riches and glory. That covers everything. See, covering my need covers everything. Wow. It shall be done. It shall be. I think we lost Facebook. I done froze. It shall be done.